All right, all you early birds, let's get started early. I appreciate y'all being in here nice and early, so I will get started. And that way we can make the best use of our time. It is Friday, July 23rd of 2021, and this is the Realty Classroom Telemarketing and Sales Training Call. I say telemarketing because that is the priority here. So a lot of you have been awesome in sending me your calls. So I know Alexis, we kind of got a little off with you last week, and I think Adam just texted me, said you're in here. So I did have 3 recordings, and I can't recall if I've already listened to those. So you would be there for me. Carla, as usual, you rock. You got one into me here today. Maxie and Russell, I did ask for you to be here. Let's see. Wendell sent me some stuff for Angeli. And that's all I see at the moment. So if I did not mention your name, Danny.Griffin at therealtyclassroom.com, Danny.Griffin at therealtyclassroom.com. And I'd be happy to talk about that. Of course, if you're an outside sales agent, you can jump in with questions at any point in time about outside sales as well. All right. So Alexis, can you identify that you are here for me?
I sure am.
Awesome. So I had 3 that were sent to me on the 16th. Are those the 3 that you wanted me to take a look at, or do you have new ones, or where do we stand?
I just got the new script this week, and I'm just doing my shifts now.
Okay.
So the ones I'll be reviewing, the 3 will be from last week.
Okay. All right. Well, what's your preference? You can just listen in then this week until you get me some new recordings. And
Sure, that sounds
yeah,
good.
there's no reason to beat up the past, right? You've already evolved, which is awesome. And Adam and I owed that to you. Have you made any calls now that you've cleaned up this? We've cleaned up the scripting for you?
I did. Actually, I just got off the line with somebody in who resides in San Diego.
Yeah.
And I got through beat 2.
Good.
And I on the same call, and then I also tried to set up an appointment, and it was too soon, she said. So
yeah. Good.
She passed on that one.
Yeah.
But I at least get a packet sent out, and that was just
awesome. I like that instinct. So let's talk about that. Really, she might have said it's too soon from a timing standpoint. Also, I don't know you standpoint. So those could be the 2 spots. And that's why I love that you were aggressive. But tell me why. So when you got to the second beat and she said why, tell me a little bit about that. What did she say? The reason for selling? Yes.
Oh, she was selling because she owns 2 homes, and this one she makes money off of, and she was in no rush to sell it. Okay. The tenant is not leaving until November, but she's starting to look at agents now.
Okay.
And reviewing information so that she'll be prepared on November, depending on what the tenant says.
Good. Yeah. And November comes very quickly, right? So yeah. Does she want to, on a scale of 1 to 10, what did she tell you?
7.
Okay. Yeah. Not bad. And moving towards that just simply based on the timing, right?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, good. That's good. And looking forward to getting some of those recordings from you. That would be great too. Super.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good job. Good evolution quickly. And I was glad you revealed to us that we had the wrong stuff, right? So, awesome. All right. So let's go on here. And I just want to take a look at, go back. Hang on. Just got a lot of windows open here. Let me just get back to the right ones. Of course, I just lost the whole thing. You guys all hear me still?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. Computer just did something funky. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm going to go up the ladder, and let me see who I had next. I had Carla. Carla, you with me, darling?
Yes, I just unmuted. Yes.
Awesome. Super.
I'm glad you mentioned, Danny, the packet, because on this particular one, he is going on vacation. He's leaving today. So I was going to try to get Kyle out there like today because he's a 9.
Yep.
So I don't know if I said wrong or right, but I said, well, let's get the packet out, and then when you come back, you can review it, and then we'll get Kyle out there. Well, you can listen to it, but
Yeah, let's listen. Let's listen.
speaking of the packet,
Yeah,
go
let's
ahead.
listen. Here we go.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi, Arnold. This is Carla. I'm calling from Remax Champions. I was calling you because I saw your beautiful home online. I noticed that it didn't sell, and I'd like to send you out our 7-step seller plan to help you when you are ready to sell it next time. May I do that for you?
Certainly. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, your address is 10955 Monte Vista Avenue in Montclair, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and by the way, it looks like a beautiful property. Why are you trying to sell it?
I'm moving to Arizona.
Oh, nice. Okay. When were you planning on moving?
Well, as soon as I can. I already have purchased a property in Arizona, so it's just a matter of when I sell it.
Okay, sounds good. On a scale of 1 to 10 then, how motivated are you on trying to sell this house?
About a 9.
Okay. Well, since you're so highly motivated, let me do this for you. I'd be more than happy to have Kyle, our representative, he lives in the Ontario area, stop by and give you a 30-minute free consultation and drop off the 7-step seller plan in person any day this week or next week, whenever you'd like. It's perfectly free.
Well, yeah, actually, I'm leaving for Arizona tomorrow morning, so you'd have to touch bases.
Oh, yeah, something just happened. Hold on. I got kicked out of Gmail. That was really good. I mean, there's some subtleties. It's really good. It's just that second beat, just getting comfortable with staying away from a few of your own word whiskers, right?
Right.
So
Right.
the word whisker I'm referencing is 30 minutes. Where does that come from?
Oh, exactly. I know.
You know what I mean? Well,
from.
and again,
Yeah.
it's a rhetorical question too, just to make you aware that you said that. And the reason is the precision of these words means something to the listening ear. The listening ear hears that, and they have a reaction to that, right, Carla?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And again, there was no issue in listening to him because he didn't have an issue with it. He didn't take issue with the 30 minutes. I'm just saying.
No.
Be cautious of it. You don't have to get nervous in the value of it. The value of Kyle coming, listen, the principle here, you use strong words, use empowering words. The principle here, Kyle Jones, actually happens to live in Ontario. He could come by, bring the package to you. And while he's there, he'll just add his insights to it since you're so highly motivated. Boom. Just something more powerful, more strength, and more certainty, right? More certainty, more like, whoa, you are our ideal avatar. You are somebody that is definitely thinking about selling, right? And so I most definitely want to talk to you, right? So, but I want to get my guy out there. I want my stuff coming to you, but you should get this insight. This guy can help you do this, right? So may I set that up? So I'll go back and try to do it. I don't know what happened there. I just got kicked out of the recording. So I want to hear this again, but I want you to listen for this. Your first beat is fabulous, and your second beat is really good. It's just that these nervous, like excited lines come out of you that don't need to be there. That's all.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
But it's really, really
Hi,
good.
Arnold. This is Carla. I'm calling from Remax Champions. I was calling you because I saw your beautiful home online. I noticed that it didn't sell, and I'd like to send you out our 7-step seller plan to help you when you are ready to sell it next time. May I do that for you?
Certainly. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, your address is 10955 Monte Vista Avenue in Montclair, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and by the way, it looks like a beautiful property. Why are you trying to sell it?
I'm moving to Arizona.
Oh, nice. Okay. When were you planning on moving?
Well, as soon as I can. I already have purchased a property in Arizona, so it's just a matter of when I sell it.
Okay, sounds good. On a scale of 1 to 10 then, how motivated are you on trying to sell this house?
About a 9.
Okay. Well, since you're so highly motivated, let me do this for you. I'd be more than happy to have Kyle, our representative, he lives in the Ontario area, stop by and give you a 30-minute free consultation and drop off the 7-step seller plan in person any day this week or next week, whenever you'd like. It's perfectly free.
Well,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, actually, I'm leaving for Arizona tomorrow morning, so you'd have to touch bases with me in about 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. You're leaving tomorrow morning.
That's correct.
Okay, well, let's do this then. I'll get out the seller plan. At least it'll go to your house. And when you
Okay.
get back, you'll have it in the mail. And then we'll set it up where Kyle can stop by and visit with you for a little bit and see what we can do for you. When will you be back, Arnold?
Somewhere around the 5th of next month.
Okay. I'll call you on August the 6th and set up a time for Kyle to stop by. And in the meantime, I'll get out the 7-step seller plan to you today.
Very good.
All right. Thank
All
you,
right.
Arnold. Well, have a nice
Yes,
time
sir.
in Arizona.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. Look, Carl, I could listen to you do these calls all day long. You're just so consistent. It's just awesome, right?
Okay.
So now we have to. You sound surprised. You don't think you're awesome?
No. I just think I could have done a few little things, but just
Sure.
like you said, forget the 30-minute consult. You know, a few things that you get like that nervousness in your voice. You get
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yes, he's a 9. Yes.
Well, let's
And that.
let's think about
you
the
know.
higher level coaching moment here, because that's where you're at. You're at a higher level coaching moment. 30-minute consultation versus stopping by to give you his insights about what to do and what not to do. What sounds sexier? What sounds more interesting? Right?
Right. Stopping. Right.
Right. It's just give you insight is a very powerful and trying to help you all stay in a lane when you get excited. It's information plus, insight sandwich. That's all it is. Information plus insight sandwich. It's a value ladder. We're walking a value ladder. We're stepping up the value ladder, right? That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't realize my phone was connected to this. Hang on for a second.
It's okay.
All right. So the idea is I'd like to send you some information that would help you sell it the next time. Since you're so motivated, what I could have Kyle do is bring the information himself. And while he's there, he could add his insight to that information and tell you what to do and what not to do to get it sold, quickly and for top dollar, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
It's just walk up the ladder during the excitement. Don't trip over the stairs, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that's what we do because we don't have a framework in mind that we're inside of. Oh my gosh, this guy's a 9. Holy shit, he's got to sell. The mind goes crazy because you're working your butt off and there's so much time. That's tough. Autumn and I were talking about it yesterday. She says, be careful what you wish for, Autumn, right? Autumn wanted a whole bunch of stuff to do. She got a whole bunch of stuff to do, right? Well, by the end of all of that work, here you are sitting there and you're zonked, right? You're exhausted.
Right.
So you're going through, nothing's happening. Somebody's a jerk and boom, here's this guy. He's a 9 and he's you get excited. So as long as you remember, stay in the information, stay in the insight, right? Stay in the information, stay in the insight. It's 2 I words. It's easy. It's like a riddle in your head that you can remember, right? That's why we remember jingles. When somebody does a jingle for advertising, it's why the brain can store it so easily and attached to music. It's like locked, right? So just stay in that rhythm, information and insight, information and insight, information and insight, right? You just stay in there so that no matter what, even if you get thrown off, it doesn't matter. You didn't say anything wrong. You still come to the conclusion. The only other tweak that I would have here, I bought a house already. Well, gee, what I could do is, why don't you just give me that address? I'll FedEx it there. So while you're there, you can get it. Instead, you kick the can down the road until he gets home.
Very smart. You're right.
So that's all we had to do.
Well,
you can still do it. So, I was thinking, why don't I just FedEx this to you? See, that's Autumn's big insight. In addition, which is a fabulous one, is that we were talking about sending these packages for years, and all of a sudden she said, "Could I spend some of your money and FedEx this?" I'm like, "Absolutely, great idea." And so now, anytime she hears something like this call, it would be a FedEx. I mean, we've done 3 of those recently, so you could guarantee overnight that the guy's going to get it, right? He's going
Right.
to get it. It's going to be in his hands. And it's going to have a bigger impact that you went out of your way. And that, because we have heard, actually, there's been 3 cases. Autumn can weigh in if she wants. One said, I had to interview somebody that spent $16 sending me information. Next guy said, you know how many people sent me $26 worth of information? The last person didn't say anything, but she became a different human being and let me in the door to 5.5 million, right? Because the package got there FedEx. And it was helpful. That information is organized, it's helpful, it's insightful in and of itself. And that's why I was allowed in. One listing I haven't sold, the other one I haven't selling, the other one I'm competing, right? All because of the same process that I was able to go in and give my insight on top of it. But it's the resourcefulness of the telemarketer to think, this is a hottie, let's get this overnighted to this guy out in Arizona. Because who the heck else is going to get to him when he's in Arizona? Nobody.
No, you're right.
Right?
I like it.
Nobody.
Yeah.
It gives us, not only are you in a competitionless lane, not only is he open to it, say, no, I was thinking, since you're so hot, let's make this easy. Let me overnight this to you. Take a peek at this thing so that when you come back, we can be ready to have Kyle come and see it. We don't have to have any delay. Right?
Yes, I love it.
Yeah. And and that's why I say that's just higher level coaching that I can give you now because you're so dang good at this. I hope everybody listens to, I hope everybody listens to your efficiency, Carla. You are extremely efficient in the way that you go through these, right? You're just very efficient. And I think you use time efficiently. And I hold you up on that pedestal today as most efficient, right? But now relax. And remember the word insight. Second beat's all about insight. Of course, you know, it's the read the mind aloud thing. You know, why, right? And how motivated.
Yeah.
That allows you to provoke them to think out loud. But you can't remember, you forget, your value is the word insight. The meeting brings insight. It brings us, the principal, who comes with insight. When I was in all 3 of these houses, here's what I see. Here's what I say to do against the plan, right? Follow me?
Yeah.
So it's a value sandwich where it's a value ladder, value sandwich. We're stacking the beef on top, right?
Yeah.
All right. Good job, though. Bravo.
Yeah. Thank you.
And give me some more calls next time. You're so efficient. I'd like to hear 2 or 3 from you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will.
Cool. All right, Maxie, you are up. You there, my dear?
I'm here.
All right, here we go. So I've got 3 from you. Oh no, it's all the same.
It's one recording. There's like before the name, it has 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I get cut off every few minutes with the current recording that I'm using.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Here goes 1.
Okay.
Come on, Google.
So yeah, you came in through one of our property search websites last month. It said that you were looking buying around Seattle and Kirkland.
Mm-hmm.
And is that still the same area of
yes, also
go ahead.
South King.
Did you say Bothell?
South King County.
Oh, South King County. All righty.
Yeah. The further north we go, it seems to get fewer and less.
All righty. And ideally, what is your maximum price point?
Well, I don't really have one at this point. I was looking for something that I could maybe like fix up, minor repairs only. That's a possibility. I was also trying to get approval for FHA, just kind of look into that. So I don't want to go too high or too low, but I want to be like mid-range so that I could actually apply for first-time home buyers program.
Okay.
I'm looking for 3 or 4 plus buildings, 2 bedrooms plus, maybe 2 baths if possible.
Okay.
Just kind of in that mid-range area.
Okay. So when you say mid-range, and if it's going to be like a multiplex, is there like a price point that you're comfortable at?
800 to a mil, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Well, what I'd be
Okay.
interested in seeing whatever's available.
Exactly.
You know, like I said, then it'll give me a better foundation in terms of what I'm looking at and what I need to do.
Okay, that makes sense. So when I spoke with you a couple of months ago, you said that you wanted to get connected with a lender too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So
we can wait on that because I'm right now I'm working on my finances.
okay.
So give me a couple of weeks, you know,
Sure.
and we'll kind of put a rush on it if I find something that I'm really interested in.
Mhm.
But other than that, we'll just kind of browse until. You know, is it anticipated that the market is going to get flooded? How are we looking at that?
We're looking at well, the market is awesome right now, I would have to say. I'm really not the expert. Melody, I'd love to be very honest on set, but
Okay. I finally got a piece that's coachable. You're really, look, by the way, your English has improved, your pace has improved, your certainty has improved. Bravo. You with me?
thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of those things are really good. You just over the last 6 months alone, your evolution of all of those factors is just really good. This is where you get insecure though, because you have this massive physical disconnect from this geography because you're in the Philippines and this is right, the West Coast of the United States. So there's this disconnect. It's also a disconnect to the extent, but by the way, there shouldn't be, because you're starting to know these areas super well. So even though you're not from there, you've educated yourself. I like the way you couldn't hear her, but you just sounded like you were from here. But this is one of those nervous moments where you get insecure, right, about your knowledge. And it's right and it's wrong the way you're talking about it. It is right to realize, I'm out of ammunition, right? This isn't my job. But we don't have to say that. Do you follow me?
Mhm.
We don't have to say, well, to be honest with you, that's a terrible English expression that even primary English speakers use. It is a terrible expression. Why? Were you lying to me all this time? Right? So why do we say to be honest with you? Right? All of a sudden we're honest. We are honest. Period. So get rid of that little quip. It's ugly. Any of you that use that in sales, it's ugly, right? We talked about a couple of these weird quips. Is this a good time? To be honest with you, those are word whiskers that are horrible. They're just horrible. And the reason we use them, we're trying to fill space, and we've heard them before and we're not conscious that we're using them. What you should say is, well, that's a great question about the market. What I'd like to do, offer her the next step right there. Close. Because remember what I said to Carla, information is one thing. You're the coordinator of that. And she's told you everything, but she's beginning to drift into the agent's job with you. Am I right?
Yep.
Okay. Close for the next step, the insight of the agent. She's asking you about your insight. Her question is, what's your insight on what's the market? Is it anticipated it's going to get flooded? That's insight she's asking for. Got it?
Yep, I got it.
Just close. Let's see where this goes, right? Because you're going to see, my guess is, depending on how long this goes, this is only the first piece. So my thing with you is be more efficient. You have skill-wise gone up 4 or 5 levels just like that, skill-wise. Really good. But now it's like I want you to go to a higher level of coaching yourself, that be more secure about your knowledge and where you stop. But all these little insecurities, don't say these words you don't need to. You don't need to say these things, okay? So here we go. Of course, Google's going to lock on me. Hold on, something's funky. Something funky. I'll try to fast forward this too. Let me just reset this. But that it's such a coachable moment. If we get nothing else done with her, it's that moment right there where you run out of information handling and insights required, and you're not qualified to do it. It's okay. We understand that.
So you came in through one of our interest rates are still low, but at some point it's going to start to increase, right?
Okay.
If you're seriously considering buying, I would suggest for you to check what your options are sooner rather than later. With where the market is going right now, there is definitely cost to waiting, right?
Okay.
So, right. So,
See what I mean? This is very fumbly because you're trying to do somebody else's job. Your expertise is up there, and you can hear her. She's confused by what you're saying. Do you hear that?
yep.
You're fumbling because it's not your job. I mean, you could get empowered a little bit more. That's why we do across this system, we do that market update. I mean, if you're going to even say anything about the market at all, you better be reading from a market update. You follow me? Like I'll show you what that looks like in our world. And if Duran doesn't do one, then you better not be talking about this stuff. Otherwise, you have no idea what you're talking about. You're making it up. Okay? And that's dangerous. Can you see my screen? Yes?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So that right there is a condensed version of how the market is for a certain period of time, which would be now. We do one of these monthly. So the quick look at this, you started talking about interest rates. How do you know where interest rates are going?
Yep. I get your point.
See my point? I don't know. Nobody knows. We think, we can conjecture, but what we can deal with is fact. In a static moment of time, what is the fact? Right? So you could look at the inventory number and say, well, actually the number of active listings in the last period from July to July 31, it was down 11%. But really what I should do is I should connect you with one of our, our agents who can get with you and they can give you their insight as to what's happening right now. Right? See what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you would
Yes.
use a little bit of fact, but that would only facilitate the introduction to the agent. Okay? Let me listen
Yep,
to a
I
little.
get that.
Let me listen to a little bit more of this. I don't need to go into the 3 parts. I got my coachable moment, and this is why I wanted to hear. I told Duran, I want to hear from you and Russell every week because this is where it's stretching out too long. Close this and do this great job you did with the next person. Let's see where this goes.
Right now, are you're renting? Is that right?
Well, I have a ideal situation. I'm not paying much in rent,
Okay.
which allows me to tuck away some money, but I am renting, but I'm at my daughter's home.
Okay. Okay. And do you have a realtor to help you when the time is right?
Well, there are a couple that I've been kind of establishing relationships with,
Okay.
but no one per se.
Are you committed to working with one of them, or are you still open to interviewing other realtors?
I'm still open
Okay.
and always with you. I putting your eggs in one basket until you have a property, and then we work on that property.
Yep, that makes perfect sense. Now, a reason I ask is that I wanted to put you in touch with someone who's local, who's been doing this for a very long time, and of course could give you insights on where the best buys are, and that way you're not missing out on deals and opportunities that would be available for you.
Okay. Well,
So-
fantastic.
So you said that right now you're not really paying rent, not really in a rush, but why were you looking at buying?
I didn't say I wasn't in a rush. I just said I'm not really paying rent.
See what I mean? This is the problem with word whiskering, right? That's an example of it. Now we're starting to use all of our human discretion and you're getting lost as to where you are, Maxie. And so you said something that is not true for her, rather than just staying in a formula. And it takes you 4 minutes and 27 seconds to get to why. Why? Why does it take you that long in your mind's eye? What matters to me is what matters to you. So why? Why are you taking so long?
Well, I guess I started asking other questions before I went on to asking her why or her motivation.
Is that in the script anywhere for you?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. This is called human discretion, right? You're using your human discretion to interfere with the system. Even though you're super talented, we don't need mine, yours, or anybody else's human discretion when we have a system. That doesn't make us, somebody had a critique the other day. Well, that's not me. Well, what do you mean it's not you? Of course it's you. It's whether or not you can be trained into realizing a system empowers you to be your best. Your random human discretion does not. I learned that myself over years. I was a top producer, blah, 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 blah. Great resume. I could brag about it. But what I didn't truly realize was that once I condensed it into a system and I stayed in it, I was better. Right? Well, that's not me. I just go in and I talk to them and I build relationship and they like me, said the high I, until I realized the benefit of a system and staying to it empowers me to be better for them. Now say that again. Staying inside a system empowers me to be better for them. I'm of service at a much higher level when I stay put. When I don't, what's happening here, and you can hear it happening to you. I wish I had a GoPro over my shoulder when I break stride with formula. So I'm as guilty as anybody because that's what we do when we get lazy, when we get tired, when we get, actually, quite frankly, when you like the other person and they like you, that's probably one of the most dangerous. You're getting high thinking, oh, this is a no-brainer. They like me. I like them. This is great. Everything's great. Those are actually the worst case scenarios because it's so easy to let everybody get lost. We are here to be of service at the highest level we can be, if you believe that. And that service, again, you think about McDonald's in Chick-fil-A. You say, but the food sucks, right? It's not the highest level. Okay, but that's not their premise. Their premise is to be of service in an instant to the really hungry person who probably doesn't want to get out of their car and wants a very fixed price and a very clear experience that empowers that person to know with certainty they can eat. Follow me?
Yep, I follow that.
So we're trying to take that whole concept to these people, that this is the drive-through window, that you're trying to be of service to give this lady certainty that there's something that you're offering her that can give her certainty. And the more you add all this word whispering and human discretion, you begin to confuse her. And she has to now correct you. Well, that's not what I said, she just said. So now I have to listen to the next part of this. Hang on. And this is not just you. This is exactly what I was saying to Carla in a much smaller, minute way. But she's efficient. And that's what I want you to be. I want you to be more efficient than this. You're adding a whole bunch of stuff.
Do a lot of maintenance in that I can live in, but I can also come and go as I want. So that's the reason for the fourplex.
Okay. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you into buying if that perfect property comes in the market?
I'd say right now about a 9.
What's that last bit that's missing to make you a 10?
The fact that I don't have anything that's motivating me to pack my boxes. I just need a little motivation. It's like, yeah, that's my place. That's where I'm going to be. So
Close again. Here we go. Let's see what you do.
It's something that says, okay, this is where you're going to live.
So is it more of like really finding that perfect property?
No, close. What are we doing here? She said
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Alrighty. So Melody, there's
And
another.
where I feel at home.
I'm sorry?
And where I feel at home. Someplace I feel at home.
Exactly. It needs to be not just a house, but
See, again, what are you doing here?
it needs to be truly a home.
What are you doing?
Someplace I'd want to be. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So Melody, there's another platform to keep you updated with listings that are active, that are relevant, and that exactly fit your criteria. That website is called Northwest MLS, nwmls.com. It's basically a real estate agent's website. It's where we get our hot listings from. What we do for the people that visit our site is that we set you up with your own private portal there to ensure that you are getting listings that exactly fit your criteria. So you're not missing out on, perfect deals or opportunities that exactly fit what you're looking for. Now, there's no commitment to that. There is no cost, no obligation whatsoever. Would love to set you up with your private portal there. And that way you're not missing out on, on that perfect property that that would be available for you. You might want to ask, so Maxie, what's the difference? What are these listings that you're talking about? These are homes that are either brand new to the market, properties that are returning back to the market too. So for example, if there's a property that fell through, if there was a price change,
All right.
any of
Okay. I got to stop. The main problem here is this accordion has been stretched out to the max to the point where it could break. Follow me? The offer language is too long. Your discretion stuff is too long. It's too long. This lady is a 9. She has a real reason. She's living with her daughter. Just close the dang appointment, right?
Yep.
I mean, we're now close to 8 minutes in, right? 7 to 8 minutes in, we've lost efficiency, and it's just so stretched so thinly. I still probably would guess, because the lady's so dang nice and you're in a conversation, but my guess is she's a little bit confused. I mean, she's it's like you're preaching to the choir and she likes it, but we just make it so long, Maxie, we lose the efficiency, right? I mean,
you want to go the other extreme. You explained how the MLS works and gave her an option. Now, granted, she might have to be a little more tech savvy, but you gave her an option to go get all this information without needing you. You gave her all the instructions on the Northwest MLS.
Yeah, and you know the other thing is, I just don't hear the insight, Dean. I don't and that's what this lady needs. I'm just waiting for the perfect property. Oh, we got the perfect guy for you. We got somebody for you.
She was asking to be closed about 6 minutes ago.
Amen. Got it, Maxie?
Yep, I got that.
That's it. This has got to be way tighter. So try to get me something tighter this week, okay?
Okay.
Russell, I'm going to stay with you, but Maxie, so you don't feel beaten up, the evolution of the way you articulate is awesome. It's just now too much, right? But the way you're doing it, man, are you engaging? You are super engaging. Okay, Russell.
Yep.
Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, Bruce.
Yes.
It's Russell with Weiss Barth and Associates. We spoke a couple of weeks ago. I'm just checking back to see if you decided if you're going to be selling your home.
We're still in the process. But we definitely will be selling it.
So you're going to be selling, and so you're getting it ready right now.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a timeline for when you want to get it on the market?
I would, as soon as possible, really.
Okay. Or are you working with a real estate agent?
No, not currently. No.
Okay. Well, we'd be happy to help you out. We can get you a detailed market analysis and also give you some tips on what to do and what not to do to make sure you do net the most amount of money on your home. Would that be helpful for you?
Yeah, it would.
Okay. When would be a good time for us to take a look at the home and get a better idea?
Maybe sometime next week or the following week.
Yeah, next week. Let me see here. Yeah, next week would be good. Just looking at our calendar here. So that's the week of the 19th, 20th, around that time, right? So how does the 20th sound? Or the 21st? Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I can we can tentatively schedule that, and I'll talk to my wife to make sure that.
Yeah, let's
okay.
Tentatively 3:30 Wednesday.
Do you have anything later?
Yeah. What time did you have in mind?
Anytime after 4.
Yeah, 4 o'clock or 4:30.
4:30 would be best.
Okay. And by the way, once you do sell the home, where were you planning on moving to?
We're still debating that.
Okay.
Probably within the area, but just something with water, like
Okay.
lake, river, something like that.
I see. Okay. So you're
we're downsizing. Our kids are grown, and
you're downsizing.
4-bedroom.
Okay. Are you going to need to sell first before you buy another home?
Most likely.
Mhm.
My wife did just get a really substantial raise, but it's fairly recent. So yeah,
Okay.
we probably have to sell first and then go.
Okay, no problem. Well, I'll make a note for there because we can also give you some insights on that, on how to make that a smooth transition for you. So we have here tentatively 4:30 on Wednesday,
Okay,
and we'll check back before then to confirm all the details.
that'd be great.
Okay, that's good. It's a good call. You're effective, right? Couple critiques. Higher level coaching again. You're good. Like, okay, you're good. But now I'm going to go higher level. Why do you sound like there's a question mark or uncertainty in your voice?
I don't know.
Yeah, you sound like you're questioning. Would it be? You sound like you're walking on eggshells a little bit to me. But again, that's the fine-tuned ear I have as a coach, right? Do you feel that way? Is that a different phone persona for you?
I don't know. Maybe it's just bad habit.
I don't know. You sound uncertain. You can listen to it yourself. It's a higher level coaching thing. It's a subtlety. You're effective, so that's a good news. But
I think I might have caught myself. I think I kind of jumped the gun on there on going for the appointment. So I think maybe that was part of
yeah,
of
you
it.
threw you
So I was trying to backtrack a little bit.
Gotcha. You definitely threw yourself off. I agree. You threw yourself off. You jumped the gun, but you were still effective. So we're not going to knock that. You know what I mean? That's a tough thing to coach and say, oh, you shouldn't have done it. You were effective. You got the appointment, but it is discombobulated because then you got to go back and why and find out these other things. Again, you can be better staying inside the lines. So let's go back into, since this is your own critique you sent me with this call. I think I jumped the gun on asking for the appointment and skipped some questions, but I ended up getting the information. Good self-critique. So, but let's just go back and say, why? Let's go deeper, Russ. Why did you jump the gun? Like, think back to that moment when you're making calls that day. What happens to you when you jump the gun? I mean, we see it across the board. Everybody gets excited.
I think it's like, okay, versus the buyers, it's kind of more of a clear-cut path, I think, on that. I think I'm a little bit more, like, if I want to compare this on the buyer script, with the seller one, I guess I'm just not completely used to the process with this. And we're using like the Z buyer script, and there's a lot of information on this thing here. So I kind of miss things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again,
I just think I'm not more as seasoned on this process.
Well, let's go back to the beats. The beats are, here's who I am. I'm calling you because here's what I have for you, and here's how I can get it to you. Next, by the way, why are you doing this, and how motivated are you? And does it make sense for me to book an insight appointment? That's no matter what the context is, that's essentially immutable for effective telemarketing, right? I mean, I can apply it to anything, to absolutely anything, right? I mean, give me a context. I can apply it. So, Russell, we make a bigger deal in our head. Well, because it's new to you or whatever. Really? A seller is new to a veteran like you? A buyer is new? And I'm being a wise guy to illustrate my point. Of course it's not, right? But how to deal with them is another thing, right? That's how to deal with them. So
I think I need to sit down because when the script I got is just a bunch of questions, and sometimes it's not necessarily within the beats. And I think I need to sit down and kind of clarify things with myself and kind of think about, process everything and make sure it's within like the beats that you're talking about. And I've done that with the buyer script, and I've been able to hone that in So I think I need to just sit down and really
Definitely.
and
So
make sure it's,
yeah, well,
stick
look
to
at,
the beats.
yes, well, scripting is everything for a telemarketer and an outside sales agent. The outside sales and an open house and everything. Scripting is everything. Think about McDonald's, Russell. Everything is scripted. How the fries are made, how the burgers are made, how somebody is dealt with at the window. Everything is scripted. Chick-fil-A, any Starbucks, it's all scripted the way that they do things, right?
Yeah,
So
I used to work for McDonald's and Starbucks.
so did I.
Remember
Not Starbucks. It wasn't around. When I was as a kid, I worked at McDonald's. I know it was scripted, and they freaked out once I went outside of it because it wasn't about me. I didn't even have my license. So was I 14 or 15 working for them? And it was scripted. I mean, if you made the fries, you made the fries. If you did the register, and they had me on the register. And I remember my register was off by like 3 cents one day, and they brought me in the office. What happened? I'm like, what? I don't know. It fell on the floor. That's how scripted it was, right? So I think it's really, really important for you to understand scripts get collided with because real life happens, right? It's sort of like the athlete who trains and trains and trains. It's sort of like, think about a fighter. You can train and train and train and train, but until the crowd is screaming and the adrenaline is going and you get kicked in the teeth, it's not real. But if you can calm down in those moments and remember, stick to the plan, stick to the plan, stick to the plan. I know, oops, that hurt, but go back to the plan. Settle down, settle down. You'll hear athletes, coaches telling you, the athlete all the time. So I'm going to tell you, settle down, Russell. Just settle down. If they say something off kilter, whatever, and you've got this is why I say being athletically ready means where you go to work to do this thing has to be one of the things we're asking telemarketers at the mastermind level before they get hired now. What is your virtual work environment like? What is it like? Because if it's not an athletically ready place, the kids, the dogs, the cats, everybody's jumping all over you. That's not good. It's not good because you can't be athletically ready so that when you get kicked in the teeth, it's harder to relax because there are more distractions. We got to be lasered in. That's why we say, after about 90 minutes of doing this, got to take a break, got to get up, walk around, have a glass of water, whatever it might be. Otherwise, there's a diminishing return. So I think you're right. I think your homework for the week, your coaching for the week is get yourself better athletically ready. Both of you and Maxie, stay inside the lines and let's hear for a couple of weeks in a row improvement against that athletic readiness and scripted performance. Trust your beats. Trust your script. And yes, you're going to get kicked in the teeth. So remember the key word for you both, relax. Okay? In the heat of the moment. I'll never forget it when I was a cross-country runner. It was very, very competitive in high school. And I never forget going to this one school where I knew two of the top performers. It was going to be war. And we were going to go to war, right? And it was. And so there's three of us and we're flying. And one of the kids that ran away, he coached at another school, but his kid ran for our team. He looked at me and goes, relax, relax. And I did, right? I didn't win the race, but we both broke the course record. That's like what it took. But in the heat of the moment, I'll never forget the advice, relax, right? You have to learn how to relax in the heat of battle, okay?
Yeah.
Cool, awesome. Good job, though. Good evolution. Just be careful of the question marks. And maybe that happens because you got out in front of yourself, right? Maybe it's almost like you're apologizing to yourself. Oops, I lost myself here. I better get, corrected. I don't know. Not that big of a deal. It's high level stuff, right?
Yeah. All right.
Good. All right. Angeli, you there? Or Wendell? Angeli or Wendell? Okay, I'm going to listen to these calls anyway. So let's try. Here we go. I'll do them for Josh.
Hi, Keith.
Yes, call regarding?
Oh, hi. My name is Casey. I am calling about a property I believe you own on 10th Avenue South. I just wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property there.
nothing less than 900,000.
Oh, okay. Well, for $900,000, well, it's a bit high than the retail price. Are you
Ooh,
serious about selling?
ooh.
Like I said, if that's the price, the house next door sold for almost $1 million. So and I've done extensive remodeling.
Maxie, I'm going to stop that since Angeli's not here, and I'll bring you back in. You with me still? Did I lose Maxie? Okay, I'm going to deal with this for everybody. Angeli should never say something like that. That is so far beyond the bounds of what she's qualified to say. That's a bit high. Are you serious? It's almost sarcastic. She probably doesn't even realize it, but that's just way off. I'm cringing, right? As the owner, Josh, whomever, I'm cringing that that insight is being given by a telemarketer who really has no idea.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
I know it's not that they don't have listed on Zillow or whatever you're looking at for the price, but yeah.
Okay, that froze up. Let me see if I can get it going again. Hold on. Any comments on that? Will I refresh it? It's too bad Angeli and Wendell are not here. No? Anybody out there? Anybody still alive on this call?
It's just, as Carla, it's just basically best to stay to the script, Danny.
Yeah.
Stay focused. I just have everything in front of me. Beat one, beat two. This is what I'm told to do.
And that's why I think
it's up to Kyle
yeah, well,
to do the rest.
that's why exactly.
Just
That's
make
why
the appointment.
that's why I gave you 5 gold stars for efficiency. We have telemarketers trying to do way too much. Let me see if I can get back to where we were.
before mentioned that you just recently remodeled it, right?
Well, it's been over a period of time, but yes, everything's been done. Yep.
Okay. Well, if the, I mean, I know that. Have you thought of, selling it before?
No, but I mean, if the price is right, yeah.
Okay. Well, if the price is right, why would?
Okay, this is ugly. I'm going to stop it. This is a case in coaching where I have to go to Josh and I have to say, this is what a call sounds like that's unscripted with somebody who's struggling to say something of value to this guy, right? This actually, I can't even beat Angeli up. The fact that there's no script here worries me. And if there is a script, it's being ignored. Or if it is a script and it's not being ignored, it is the ugliest script I've heard, right? So this is not good. So, and it's nobody's fault. It's a strategy issue. This is a good example of a strategy issue. Strategy's off here, not people. I mean, Angeli's got a beautiful voice and all that stuff, but the strategy's off. Let's see what her other call brings us.
Hello? Hello?
Hi, Don.
Yes?
Hi, Don. My name is Casey. I know this is out of the blue, but I'm calling about a property I believe you own on Barlow Road. I just wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property there.
Not yet.
Okay, not yet.
Yeah.
Are we looking at a time frame here?
Yeah, it's a variable kind of thing, and but yeah, I mean, currently, I'm really interested in making some changes, but I'm still just looking at them, and I can't take an offer or anything just yet due to the COVID and my roommates and things of that nature, which is my family. But
I see. Yes, well, I know that you are interested in making some changes, is what you said. I'm just curious, why are you thinking about, being open with that option in selling your house?
My elderly mother is elderly.
Hmm. So you want to take care of her? You want to live with her?
She lives here now.
Oh, okay. And why would you want to sell your house?
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't want to sell my house as long as she wants to continue living with us.
There you go.
But she could decide that she wants to go into a senior citizens kind of
Good.
home or village kind of thing. And so at that point, I would be interested in selling. If you see my point there.
Good.
I see. But do you have any plans right now in selling your house?
No. Okay. Right up until the end, look at, I guess what this emphasizes, listening to these two juxtaposed. I mean, she got the answer. In the end, she's almost ignoring the answer. Okay. So what would be a reasonable time to check back? Just end it. I mean, he told you, see, here's the effectiveness of why. The question why. He read his mind aloud. And this is what I'm saying about formulaic approach, strategic approach, the power of asking, well, why would you want to sell it if you did? It's that simple. Just ask the damn question. Like, don't pull the accordion out and, well, I'm hearing that all these word whiskers are killing you all and you're all good telemarketers. Just stick to what we're talking about. Why would you want to sell it? Shut up. Let them go. Oh, interesting. What do you think would be a reasonable time for me to check back in? Since not now. That's it. And then you have to make a decision, the owner does, whether or not that call is worthy of long-term follow-up or not. This is the problem with all these, these outbound calls to random lists. This is where you get caught in the nebulous, but she does a great job asking why, and she sticks with it. That's an example of a better call. The first one is really rough. It's all over the place. And you have to be careful if you don't stay in this. By accident, she's getting into a contentious conversation. She's beginning to agitate, right? In both cases. Because you have to listen to the reason why. You have to determine, is that a reason to send Josh to buy it? Because she's making wholesale calls here. Should Josh get on the phone to try to buy it? No, it's not there. And the other guy, she's already hammered him in the head. Said, well, that's pretty high. Are you serious? Right? It's like, where does that come from? That's a call where he said, oh, interesting. So if you could get this, you'd be interested in selling. Yes or no? Well, wonderful. Let me set it up with Josh. We could have been in and out of there in minutes. Just like we are here. This is only 2 minutes and 15 seconds. And 7 or 8 of it is this crazy big pregnant pause in the beginning where I'm assuming she's working from a dialer and there's this huge pause, right? So take that back. It's almost 2 minutes flat and it's effective. But again, in the end, this human discretion stuff, we've got to work as a group to get rid of human discretion, word whiskers, and making up these things. Okay? All right. Final call for questions before we call it a day here. That was very good, though. Some real good coachable moments there. Very good. Bravo to everybody who sends it and gets in the hot seat with me, because it's not easy to be corrected. But you must stay in the bounds of a system. You must. And don't say things like, that's not me, or that makes you untrainable. And then, of course, uncoachable. You have to be humble here. We know what we're doing, and it's to your benefit and ultimately the consumer's great benefit. So we have a pretty lofty reason why we do this here. So questions or thoughts for the day here? Autumn, you want to add anything? Or any of my other principles?
Hey, Danny, I have a question.
Go ahead, Sam.
You know how you mentioned that we should tell them when would be a reasonable time to check in? What if the person says, I'll call you? I kind of freeze sometimes when they say that.
Yeah. Well, then just frame it out, Sam, because, there's a cutoff date. Well, does that mean inside the next 12 months you'll call me?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right.
Just frame it.
Yeah.
That's a great question, though, Sam, because that's part of the systematic approach. What I'm telling all of you telemarketers from the business owner standpoint, or sort of the franchise guy, I want all my principals that are in this group to be building a business that is really tailored for 6 months in, maybe 12 months in at the max. Until they've built those tiers, we're nowhere, right? So does that mean you'll call me inside the next 6 months? You could say it that way. Does that mean you'll call me inside the next 12 months? And if it's longer, you've got to make a note for the owner, in your case, Sonia or Paul, that maybe this isn't even worth being in the database at that point in time.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I don't want anybody that's like not worth it.
No,
that I don't know how to qualify
exactly,
that kind of
exactly.
response.
No, not at all. Not at all. Good question. Real good one. Yep. Awesome.
Yeah.
Sam, I need to hear some
Yes?
recordings from you, sister. Right?
I know. Well, none of my brokers are on the call. I think only Daniel. But I was off, so I
Oh, that's right.
haven't worked that
That's
much.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, all good. You're off. But from Sonia, I want to hear those calls up there, at least one, and then from Paul this week. So would you work with both brokers to make sure that I get a call next week from you? I'd like to hear.
Yes.
All right. Good.
Actually, I have a call from Sonia. It's not that good,
It's okay.
but it's also
okay.
the follow-up call.
You're
so that's good.
first next week. You remind me. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will
Good.
do.
Good to hear your voice. All right, everybody, listen, go out and practice this stuff, please. Stop the word whiskers. Stay inside the system. Systems have been, preceded any of us in business by some super first-class, world-class businesses. They use systems for everything. Don't think that they don't. And that doesn't make it like a compromise of who you are. It elevates you to a higher level and ultimately elevates the level of service. Just trust me on that one. It does, because you patronize those businesses, Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, and anything else you can think that has a system. World-class businesses use systems, and the people stick to them so they can be the best versions of themselves. Okay? So I'll leave you with that thought. Appreciate you all. Have an awesome afternoon.
Bye, Danny.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
You too.
Bye,
Bye.
Danny.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good
Bye.
weekend.